device which shall display or include any letter, word, model, banner, flag, pendant, insignia, device, or representation used as, or which is in the nature of an advertisement or announcement which directs attention to an object, product, place, activity, person, institution, organization, or business, but shall not include any display of official notice or official flag.
Anybody else have questions? No? Thank you. Representative for Perkins.
Thank you for having me. I do have one quick handout I was going to pass out real quick. My name is Matt Rayfelt. I'm the Vice President of Operations for Cyhawk Hospitality. We're the company that is building the Perkins Restaurant and Bakery on 2000 East Santa Fe. First, let me thank you guys for your time. I do appreciate that. You all have family and work obligations, and so I do appreciate that. And then secondly, we're really excited to be in Gardner. So regardless of how this turns out tonight, we're just very excited to be in the community. We're requesting a 70-foot flagpole, obviously, and a 20 by 30 American flag, 20 feet by 30 feet. That is the Perkins spec flag when allowable by zoning ordinances. I don't have any statistics on how many Perkins locations have the 70-foot flagpole. But I will tell you, we have seven other stores. This will be our 8th store. Of those 7 stores, 6 of them do have a 70-foot flag, a 70-foot flagpole. And in most of those instances, we did have to go in front of the zoning board or ask the city formally for a higher than allowable flagpole. You know, my case really isn't, I probably didn't answer a lot of those questions from I would have a hard time looking you guys in the eye and say that we have a hardship by not allowing a 70-foot flagpole versus a 45-foot flagpole. But we really approach this from, this is something that we're very proud to do. The feedback within the community is 100% of the time it's positive. And in business, there's not a lot of things that I can point to that I can tell you we 100% of the time get positive feedback. If you look at the packet that I gave you, there is just on the front page, I thought this was a timely article, but this was in the Great Bend paper. The Great Bend Perkins was given the Americanism honor for 2013 recently. For their flag, for their large flag. I would point you to the Independence, Missouri location, which is also our store. Just to give you a little bit of background, most of the Perkins restaurants in the Kansas City metro are owned by Perkins and Marie Calendars, which is Perkins corporate. So we're Cyhawk Hospitality. We're a franchise system. And most of our stores are in Iowa, and one of which is in Nebraska. And then we also have Independence, Missouri here in the Kansas City metro. They have a 25-foot flag pole maximum allowable height. And we asked for a 70-foot, obviously. The city recommended a 50-foot. They granted that. And, you know, I can't speak for them, but I'd be absolutely shocked if they did if they had any regret in doing so. It's just generally guests, employees, and everyone associated with it really looks at those flags as kind of a sight to behold. And you know, I also want to tell you that it's not necessarily something that we are looking at from a business standpoint, because of our 7 stores, the one that doesn't have a flag because it's in a downtown location is actually our busiest store. And you know, do we get a little bit of business impact from having that flag? Maybe a little bit, because people do associate it sometimes with a large flag with Perkins, or vice versa, if they're familiar with Perkins. But really, this is something that we just like to do because we're proud to display it, and it gives not only us but our guests and the entire area out there, I think, would be a net positive. Something that will add to that exit from I-35, and I think the people generally in Kansas and driving on I-35 are going to be very supportive of a large flag like that. In prior Board of Zonings, I've never really had any resistance and competitors and things like that. With that said, I thank you for your consideration, and I don't really have anything further to add.
Thank you very much. Continuing with the open meeting, is there anybody in the audience that would like to say anything? If you would state your name and where you're from, that would be helpful.
Joe Herbert, Gardner, Kansas. I'm currently the commander for the American Legion Post 19. This is concerning the variance request made from Perkins Restaurant and Bakery to increase their maximum flagpole and flag size. From our understanding, this variance request goes before you tonight, and after communicating with Perkins VP of Operations, Matt, we at the American Legion Leroy Hill Post 19 would like to show our support to Perkins Restaurant and Bakery of their hopes in displaying a larger American flag. As long as this does not affect any traffic safety of I-35 or the safety of the New Century Airfield, Perkins has our support. We at the American Legion Hill Post 19 have a long history of exceptional and work relationship with the City of Gardner, and hope our endorsement to Perkins' increased American flag size continues to build our relationship with the city. We would be very proud of such a large display of American patriotism. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ernie Honus, a recent new citizen of Gardner. We've been coming here for 15 years, but December 20th, we beat the storm by one day. We moved to 370 North Evergreen, and we've got 5 of our 13 grandkids here, so that's one of the reasons why we have them. We have 2 in the public school system now, and we'll have 1 next year. But I'm here to support Perkins. I don't know much about codes. I don't know much about recommendations. I don't know much about that stuff, although I did serve on the Board of Education back there for 8 years. I am a veteran myself, member of the VFW, lifetime, but I come in support not because of what the code may do, but what that grand old flag represents: individual freedom, free enterprise, strong national defense, limited government, a chance to be yourself, like when I grew up in the 50s. That's what that means to me, and that's why I support it, and people that I know here in Gardner do support the flag. Did I hear the wrong that this was not a recommendation of the staff? I couldn't hear very well. I've got a bad ear.
Staff recommended denial based on the review criteria.
Yeah, the staff recommend, and that's their job and their duty, and they do a fine job, because I'll tell you right now, Gardner is a fantastic town. We've seen it grow for the last 15 years. So I am in support of this flag.